Okay, I'm back, and I've got my glasses. Thank goodness. Um, so I went through the first roll that I opened on camera, and I'm going to go through it real quick with you. So I've got basically a bunch of piles of coins, and this is how I sort my coins and grade my rolls as I go through them. And it makes things a little easier for me when I put them back into the tube because I like to put them back into the tubes from worst to best being on top. So that means I can actually just go through and grab a tube like this and basically take and start at the bottom and work my way up. With this roll, it's a little different because I have two piles here. Where I have this roll at the moment, I basically have separated them. Everything below the roll, so from these two coins here down, are all coins that do not have a repunched mint mark, and all of the coins that are in the 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls or rows above are coins that do have a repunched mint mark with them. So with that being said, the interesting part about this is that, and I didn't count them, I probably should and I will, but the coins without the repunched mint mark, if we start at the bottom here, this coin is a 64 red. All of these are red, by the way. The reason why this one's a 64, it was one of the roll end coins, and if you can get a chance to see it, if I can hold it up correctly for you, you'll get a chance to see, hopefully, maybe not. We'll see if we can get that to focus, but you can actually see the swirl marks where the end of the roll was crimped around the coin and basically real nice and tight around the coin, and that's also a sign of a Batdorf wrap. You usually get coins that have swirl marks like this because they were wrapped really nice and tight. So that's a 64. From there we go up. This row is a 65. This row here, right above it, believe it or not, is a 66. So there's quite a few coins that are 66s here. I've got two coins that would probably go 67. And again, with some of these 66s, some of them will probably go 65, some of them will probably go 66 plus. We might even get one or two that would go 67, depends on the grade, depends on the... I'm not a real big fan of grading, but I do know how the grading system works from that respect. So these two coins here would probably go 67, and these two coins right below this roll here would probably hit 67 plus. Do I think there are any 68 coins in here? No, probably not, because the 68 is a relatively elusive coin from this particular year when it comes to that. So the coins above this roll here, the interesting thing about this is it seemed like all of the coins that had the repunch mint mark were a little lesser quality. So I'm not quite sure why that is or what the reasoning behind it was, but they had more scratches in the field, they had more dents and dings in them, and by more I mean I'm being real picky. So nonetheless, the coins in this first roll here actually are 65. This one single coin here, it's not quite a 67, but it certainly isn't a 65. Or a 66, excuse me, so I would probably give it a 65 plus from that respect. Next row up here is a 66, and this next one coin up at the very top is probably a 67, and it might 67 plus with the repunch mint mark. Now, funny part about that is PCGS will not grade this because it's not a recognized variety in terms of it having an FS number, 5S Stanton number, from that standpoint. So it would have to go to ANACS, and ANACS does not add the plus signs to their grades. They only do the straight grades. So it would most likely get a 67 and not a 67 plus unless I could get it to one of the other grading companies that would give it a plus. So there you go. That's what we have there. All 50 coins. I have literally one coin in the entire roll that will go 64. Otherwise, every single coin is 65 and above. And there are quite a few nicer 66s in here. So I'm relatively impressed with this roll. It's a little better than the roll I opened last night. I didn't grade that roll completely, but I will go back through it a little later. So there's the update to how that roll turned out. Next video I do is going to be one for the roll at the very top that you see up here that is this mystery roll. So we'll see you back in a little bit.